Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the 1988 film Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. Seeing the publicity for Beetlejuice reminded me that I've never seen the original Beetlejuice films. There are so many gaps in my film knowledge, but I don't think this was actually a gap in the sense that I had made the conscious decision not to watch this film before. I've never liked the look of it and never ever felt compelled to watch it. That said, I realise that there are many examples of films where I've decided that I'm not interested on the basis of a few clips, the trailer, or the fact that I don't like the aesthetic of images that I've seen. My review of all the Mad Max films, for example, earlier this year is a testament to that. I had pretty much the same attitude to Mad Max that I had to Beetlejuice. But when I actually sat down and watched all of the films, I really enjoyed them. So, people seem to be excited about Beetlejuice, and having the same actors coming back in their roles many years later, I thought it was worth giving it a chance. I really don't know why some people think that Beetlejuice is an iconic film. I really do not see anything special about this film. Actually, that's a little unfair because I think that Tim Burton is super creative and definitely has his own unique style. And I have definitely enjoyed some of his films. And this clearly is a film in that unique Tim Burton style. But I really don't think it's as good as his best work. For starters, I don't think the film has survived the passage of time very well. I thought it seemed really dated. Of course, it was made in 1988, so we're talking more than 35 years ago. But I do think that many old films have aged well. This one doesn't. I think one of the reasons is that it's really a 1980s style. I want to say it reminded me of Harry and the Hendersons. I'm not sure that that's at all an appropriate reference, but there is something about that 1980s style of American comedy drama. I think it's interesting to compare this film with Edward Scissorhands, which was made 2 years later. I think actually there are many similarities between the two films, but I think that the main character in Edward Scissorhands is much more interesting than Beetlejuice, and I think the story is better in Edward Scissorhands, and I think that the fairy tale quality with the emotional music is also really good in Edward Scissorhands. So I think my biggest problem with Beetlejuice is Beetlejuice himself. I like Michael Keaton as an actor, and I think he plays the part well. I just think the character's really weak. Beetlejuice isn't likeable, he's annoying and destructive. And also, it doesn't quite feel that he's the centre of the film. I kind of don't feel like he was in the film as much as you expect. There are things in the film which made me cringe. Perhaps the worst was the dinner table scene, where all of the guests involuntarily sing the Deo song. I just found this scene ridiculous. So I was quite disappointed. I really like it when the same actors are used to bring back characters in a film decades later. So I was attracted to Beetlejuice initially. However, I'm not so sure now. I may have had enough Beetlejuice for one lifetime. And I'm just not convinced, having seen the first film, that it in any way calls for a new one to be made. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.